Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the Book that he's read this week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is this one. It's called The Devil You Know by author Neil Lancaster. Was published as a hardback here in the UK on the 28th of March 2024, published by HQ, which is an imprint of HarperCollins. And it's another outing for DS Max Craigie. It's the fifth adventure for Max Craigie. He's a policeman based up in Scotland, and he works in the Policing Standards Reassurance Team, which is basically a posh name for a team that looks into corruption in the police and justice sectors. So what's this story all about, I hear you say? Well, it kicks off with a guy called Davie Hardie. He's part of a criminal family. He's doing a 12 stretch for drugs offences, but clearly he's only there because of a smart lawyer, the family's lawyer called Leo Hamilton. Leo managed to get him just locked up for drug offences, whereas people know full well he's done worse. So Davie isn't enjoying it in jail. He contacts his lawyer, Leo, and says, look, can we have a meeting? I have a proposal. So Leo goes to see him in jail, and Davie says, it's like this. I don't like it here. I've got some information that I can give to the police that, yeah, let's do a deal. I'll give them the information. I get a cushier deal. I go to an open prison. I can come and go as I like, and I get immunity from what I'm just about to tell you. And Leo says, go on then. What have you got to tell me? He says, I know something about a murder that happened 6 years ago. A lady called Beta Dabrowski. She's down as a missing person, but I know she's been murdered, and I know where she's buried. I can take the police to where she's buried, provided I get a cushier number to an open prison, immunity, because I said I didn't kill her, I just know where she's buried. And also, I don't want that Max Craigie anywhere near it. I don't want him or his team anywhere near it. So Leo says, okay, I'll run it up the flagpole, see who salutes it. So he takes it to contact, makes a contact with a police officer he knows. And a couple of days later, DCC, Deputy Chief Constable Louise Campbell, is involved. She's keen to make her mark. She's just been put into the position. Chief Constable's on holiday, so she thinks, hey, if I can solve a cold case, then, feather in the cap, Andy, when promotion's next due. So she goes ahead with it. Now, despite the fact that Max Craigie's team are not supposed to be involved with this, they get to hear about it. And Max goes to see the DCC and says, look, you don't know who you're dealing with here. The Hardie family have got a bad rep. They don't, under any circumstances, help the police. It's just not what they do. You don't grass on your mates, and you don't grass to the old bill, or the police, as they say in Scotland. So the DCC overrules Max and said, no, you're not to be involved. That's one of the conditions, and we're going ahead. We're gonna take him out of prison. We're gonna concoct a story about him going to hospital, and he's going to show us where the body is buried, and we're going to solve this cold case. Well, as you can imagine, it all goes terribly wrong, and the handover, taking Davie Hardie out of prison, goes spectacularly wrong. Max and his team are then called in to try and find out what's going on here, because clearly there is somebody on the inside who is giving information to a criminal fraternity who are trying to make sure that the murder of Beta Dabrowski is basically hushed up. Anybody involved with it is taken out of the picture. So we have a cat and mouse game between bad guys and good guys, and Max and his team, his opera Janie, and he reports to his DI called Ross. They're mystified, because clearly there's somebody on the inside giving criminals information that are trying to stop the murder of this young girl being discovered. There's clearly somebody at a very high level within the authorities, either the police or the Justice Department, that's a wrong one. So we have this constant battle with Max not knowing who to trust. It's a police procedural at the very top level, but there's also a lot of action in it. There's all sorts of action with Max. In fact, we end up with the climax of the book is Max and crew ending up with a witness, if you will, at a very remote police station with some real bad guys who contract killers after them. So great story. It also looks at the personal side of the police officers involved in it. I certainly feel great empathy for Max Craigie, because it's difficult being a policeman involved in a very complicated investigation involving corruption, murder, etc. When you're trying to balance that with your family life, and it shows the pulls that sort of investigation has on the family life. So that in itself is very well written. So I enjoyed it. A rattling good story. I'd give it 7 out of 10. And lots. It's based up in Scotland, so lots of Scottish references, including ones to they're constantly eating Tunnocks tea cakes. And let's face it, who doesn't like a Tunnocks tea cake? In fact, I need one with my coffee. So that's it for this week's brief book review. I give it 7 out of 10. Good read, police procedural, but with lots of drama and very fast paced. 376 pages, so I read it in 2 sessions. So I think that's it for this week's brief book review. Thanks for watching. 10/10 till we do it again.